It is the sentence of this court that first of all you be committed to the Michigan Department of Corrections, serve a minimum of 2 years on the felony firearm. After that, you will serve 37 years to a minimum of 100 years on the second-degree murder. Concurrent to those, you'll serve 20 years to 80 years on the carjacking and 3 to 5 years on the carrying a concealed weapon.
In a shocking turn of events that has sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond, music mogul Diddy finds himself at the center of an explosive controversy as an alleged leaked video surfaces online. The footage, described as both outrageous and unprecedented in nature, has reportedly been linked to an FBI investigation, creating a media frenzy unlike anything seen in recent years. As details continue to emerge, insiders claim this could be the biggest scandal to rock the entertainment industry since the early 2000s, with millions of fans worldwide waiting anxiously for answers. One thing is certain, nothing will ever be the same again. The story broke late last night when whispers began circulating on social media platforms about a mysterious video tied to Sean Diddy Combs. Known for his larger-than-life persona and decades-long dominance in the music business, Diddy has always managed to stay ahead of controversy, or so it seemed. This time, however, sources close to the situation suggest he may have met his match. According to reports, the video in question was allegedly obtained during an ongoing FBI probe into undisclosed matters involving the hip-hop icon. What exactly the FBI's interest is remains unclear, but what isn't up for debate is the level of panic sweeping through Diddy's camp. This is bad. A source familiar with the matter told us exclusively, like career-ending bad. For those unfamiliar with how deeply entrenched Diddy is within popular culture, let's rewind for a moment. Over the past 3 decades, he has not only redefined what it means to be a music executive, but also built an empire spanning fashion, spirits, and television production. From Bad Boy Records to Ciroc Vodka, his name has become synonymous with success. Yet now, all eyes are fixed on him, not because of another chart-topping hit or groundbreaking
where he allegedly abused, threatened, and coerced women to fulfill his sexual desires, including engaging in prolonged or extensive or elaborate sexual performances, sometimes known as freak-offs, that included sex workers. They're the underlying predicate acts that need to be proved, at least 2 need to be proved, in order to get the racketeering charge, these underlying crimes that make up the larger pattern of criminal racketeering activity. So whether that be kidnapping, forced labor, arson, sex trafficking. And speaking of which, counts 2 and 4 are sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion of victims 1 and 2, namely that Combs intentionally harbored, transported, enticed these alleged victims to cause them to engage in commercial sex acts using force, fraud, or coercion. Commercial sex acts meaning something of value was exchanged or promised. Counts 3 and 5, transportation to engage in prostitution.
But due to something far more sinister, as the video continues to dominate headlines, questions abound. Is this real? How did it end up in the hands of law enforcement? And perhaps most importantly, what does this mean for Diddy's future? Speaking directly to these concerns, Diddy himself released a brief statement earlier today, though it raised more eyebrows than it calmed nerves. I've faced challenges before and I'll face them again, he said cryptically, but know this, the truth always comes out. While some interpreted his words as defiant confidence, others saw them as a thinly veiled admission of guilt. Either way, his tone suggests that whatever lies ahead won't be pretty. Friends and colleagues have reportedly reached out to offer support, but even they admit privately that this feels different from past scandals. It's like watching a storm roll in, one insider confided. You can see it coming, but there's nothing you can do to stop it. As speculation mounts, so too does public curiosity. Fans who once idolized Diddy for his charisma and ambition are now grappling with conflicting emotions: shock, disbelief, anger, and even betrayal. Social media timelines are ablaze with reactions, ranging from staunch defense to outright condemnation. Memes mocking the situation have already gone viral, while hashtags like Diddygate and Freak-Off Video trend globally. Meanwhile, major news outlets scramble to piece together the puzzle, each new revelation adding fuel to the fire. One thing is undeniable: whether you love him or hate him, no one can look away from the unfolding drama. Behind closed doors, sources reveal that Diddy's team is working tirelessly to contain the fallout. Lawyers are reportedly drafting emergency statements, publicists are strategizing damage control, and security teams are monitoring every possible angle of exposure. Yet, Despite their best efforts, leaks continue to
namely that Combs allegedly transported victims and commercial sex workers for purposes of sex work, for purposes of prostitution. And now we need a panel of 12 jurors with potentially 6 alternates to sit and hear this case in Manhattan federal court. And it's being reported that 150 potential jurors are being brought in. So what did day one of jury selection look like in Sean Combs' criminal case? Well, since there are no cameras allowed in federal court, we have with us our very own eyes and ears about what happened in that courtroom today. Law and Crimes reporter Elizabeth Milner was there. Elizabeth, so good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jesse.
So I'm going to start with the question I always ask you. How did Diddy look? What was he wearing? And who was with him?
Well, today was a lot different, obviously, because it's day one of jury selection, or to some, they consider it day one of the trial.
trickle out, painting an increasingly damning picture. He's scared, whispered a trusted associate, not just for his career, but for his legacy. This could ruin everything he's worked for. Indeed, if the allegations prove true, the repercussions could extend far beyond Diddy himself, potentially tarnishing the reputations of those associated with him, including high-profile collaborators and business partners. Adding another layer of intrigue to the saga is the role technology plays in amplifying the scandal. In today's digital age, information spreads faster than ever before, making it nearly impossible to suppress sensitive content once it hits the internet. Already, clips purportedly taken from the video have surfaced on various platforms, prompting heated debates about privacy versus public interest. Some argue that celebrities should expect scrutiny given their status, while others contend that everyone deserves protection from invasive leaks. Regardless of where one stands on the issue, the reality is clear. Once something goes viral, erasing it becomes virtually impossible, despite the chaos surrounding him. Diddy remains oddly silent, at least publicly. Those close to him describe a man oscillating between defiance and despair. One minute he's planning his comeback, shared a confidant. The next he's asking himself if it's all over. Such emotional turmoil underscores the gravity of the situation, particularly for someone accustomed to controlling narratives. For years, Diddy has masterfully navigated controversies by leveraging his charm and influence. But this time, the stakes are higher and the variables more unpredictable. Will he emerge unscathed, or will this mark the beginning of his downfall? While legal experts weigh in on the potential ramifications, cultural analysts point to broader implications for the entertainment industry. Should the allegations gain traction,
Day one of jury selection of the criminal trial of Sean P. Diddy Combs has begun. We learned about potential celebrities who might be mentioned at this trial, a theft of a wand at the Harry Potter store, Combs apparently admitting he's nervous, and whether or not we can actually get an impartial jury to hear this monumental case. This is a full recap of the day and what you might have missed in court. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Hey everybody, this is another Law and Crime legal alert. So lawsuits allege that antacid use has been linked to increases in stomach cancer and gastric cancer. Yeah, so if you or a loved one have been diagnosed with stomach cancer or gastric cancer after using an antacid, you may qualify for compensation. One of our legal sponsors is partnering with the Driscoll Law Firm. This is a national firm helping those injured to ensure their claims are thoroughly presented. Visit antacidclaims.com/sidebar. Scan the QR code on screen to
warn it could spark a reckoning similar to movements seen in recent years. We're talking about systemic issues here, explained one commentator. Power dynamics, accountability, trust, all of these things are at play. If nothing else, the incident serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of fame and the consequences of wielding power irresponsibly. Whether intentional or not, Diddy's current predicament forces society to confront uncomfortable truths about privilege, responsibility, and justice. Amidst the whirlwind of accusations and counter-accusations, one question looms large. What happens next? Legal proceedings could drag on for months, if not years, leaving Diddy suspended in limbo. Meanwhile, his businesses face mounting pressure as advertisers reconsider partnerships and consumers express hesitation. Can his empire withstand such sustained scrutiny, or will cracks begin to show? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, the ripple effects of this scandal will be felt for generations to come. Throughout history, figures like Diddy have risen to prominence by embodying resilience and reinvention. Time and again, they've proven capable of bouncing back from setbacks that would cripple lesser individuals. But as the world watches and waits, many wonder if this latest chapter marks the end of an era, or merely the beginning of a new one. Whatever the outcome, Diddy's journey serves as both a cautionary tale and a testament to human complexity. Love him or loathe him, his story continues to captivate audiences worldwide, reminding us all of the fine line between triumph and tragedy. If you're as fascinated by this unfolding drama as we are, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for exclusive updates and insights. Stay tuned for more revelations as the story develops, because when it comes to Diddy, nothing is ever
less than 10 questions and check your eligibility to file a claim. It's official. We're here. The start of United States versus Sean P. Diddy Combs. What began with his arrest in September of 2024, an indictment on federal sex crimes charges, now brings us to May 5th, 2025, the start of his trial, the start of jury selection, to be more precise. Can't believe we're here. I've said it before. I've said it again. The idea of this going to trial in under a year from his arrest and indictment at the federal level, very, very rare. But he has been speeding his way towards trial, wants his day in court, and now we are here. So this case has changed a lot, too, since September, by the way. Over the last several months, his indictment has been amended. We're now at his third superseding indictment, where he's facing 5 counts. Count 1, racketeering conspiracy. So that's that Combs and others allegedly created a criminal enterprise using the resources and personnel of his multifaceted business empire.
Boring. Subscribe now to join the conversation and get the latest scoop on this jaw-dropping saga. Your thoughts matter, and together we'll uncover the truth. Behind the headlines, as the dust continues to swirl around one of the most high-profile controversies in recent memory, the tension surrounding Diddy's alleged leaked video shows no signs of slowing. In fact, every passing hour brings new revelations, questions, and theories that deepen the mystery and heighten the stakes. This isn't just a scandal, it's a seismic shift that has put the entire entertainment world on edge. One of the most explosive developments came just hours after the story broke, when anonymous insiders began claiming that the leaked video wasn't just damaging, it was part of a broader FBI surveillance operation that had been quietly building for years. According to these sources, Diddy was already on the agency's radar long before the footage made its way online. The reasons for their investigation remain unclear, but the implication is chilling. This was no accident. This was the culmination of something long in the making. People think this is all about a video, said one former associate under condition of anonymity. It's much bigger. That tape is just the tip of the iceberg. The feds are looking into everything. Every call, every payment, every connection going back decades. This new wave of allegations has sent shockwaves across the industry, with former collaborators reportedly lawyering up in anticipation of being questioned or subpoenaed. It's no longer just about Diddy, it's about everyone around him. While these rumors swirl, Diddy's inner circle is said to be in total lockdown. His longtime team of advisors and executives are holding emergency meetings attempting to piece together a response plan that could limit the damage. Some have reportedly fled the spotlight, altogether going
hold strong opinions about hip-hop culture, nightlife, or gender-based violence, and detect bias around his wealth, his race, masculinity, or celebrity entitlement. Okay? Now, why this matters? Well, because, and this is the most important thing, obviously, if the questioner gives the defense team a first impression, they're going to flag certain answers to dig through their voir dire. However, if someone says, I don't use social media, but later the defense finds their Reddit account trashing Diddy, that person could be dismissed or become a reason for a mistrial later. You guys. And more important, the more revealing the questionnaire, the better the chances of identifying hidden bias before it poisons the verdict. Now, important, can Diddy argue for a delay or change in venue? Absolutely, and he can use that if people lie about the jury. Now, again, to let the media frenzy cool off, If something major
silent or even deleting social media accounts. Others are scrambling to distance themselves quietly while maintaining plausible deniability. Meanwhile, Diddy's silence is becoming deafening. Since his cryptic statement earlier in the day, he has not made another public comment despite the overwhelming demand for answers. Those who've interacted with him behind the scenes say he's in a state of emotional overload, oscillating between moments of steely focus and complete withdrawal. He's trying to process a hurricane, said one close friend, but the storm's moving faster than he can think. With the leaked footage still making rounds across platforms, efforts to scrub it from the internet have largely failed. Tech experts and digital rights advocates say it's nearly impossible to erase something once it goes viral, and in this case, this video has spawned countless spin-offs, reaction videos, analysis breakdowns, and speculation threads that have racked up millions of views. Whether accurate or not, the content keeps feeding the frenzy, blurring the line between fact and fiction. Adding to the confusion is the eerie silence from many of Diddy's high-profile associates. A-list musicians, actors, and influencers who have long benefited from his influence are now walking a tightrope. Some have unfollowed him. Others are declining interview requests. But behind closed doors, sources say panic is spreading. One entertainment lawyer said bluntly, "Anyone who ever did business with him is now reviewing contracts and making phone calls. Everyone's asking the same question: am I exposed?" Meanwhile, federal officials have neither confirmed nor denied the existence of the investigation. Their refusal to comment has only stoked the flames of speculation. Could this be part of a much larger operation? What else might be uncovered in the days and weeks ahead? Those questions are fueling intense interest and fear.